The word fan has been around for a long time, deriving from the Latin phrase fanaticus, which means insane but divinely inspired. Nowadays, fan more or less refers to someone that is insane but divinely annoying. Today's topic for the deep dive is OnlyFans, an extremely popular website on the internet that I'm sure most of you have heard of and even more of you are probably signed up to. In the pandemic, when it first hit over the course of 2020, it grew by 42%, going from something you'd see occasionally on Twitter to something you see on pretty much every single person's timeline. But how did OnlyFans have this meteoric rise? So let's start at the beginning here, the big bang. What is OnlyFans? OnlyFans is a porn platform for the most part where you can form a parasocial relationship to your favorite porn star. You get to directly interact with women or men on the internet who post videos and pictures for money. You sign up for a subscription fee. For example, I'm signed up for Onision's OnlyFans for a cool $5 a month and I get to have these beautiful 3D drawings of him getting cucked. I get that content because I paid for it, and I can also reach out to him and talk to him directly through the platform. So you get the benefit of having the porn as well as the ability to communicate directly with the person behind it. It's beautiful for people with mental illness as well as people that really just want a way of getting more porn in their life for a pretty cheap and affordable price. Of course, I'm only joking around. I've said this many times. I think there's nothing wrong with having or subscribing to an OnlyFans, but of course there are some deranged lunatics that misuse such power. OnlyFans started in 2016 by a man named Tim Stokely, the pioneer of pleasure, the Earl of erections. Tim Stokely, a then 33-year-old man, was keenly aware of the fact that normal porn just wasn't enough for people anymore, as he himself would constantly frequent very dark subreddits where women were selling very odd sexual fetishes, and he just realized that it needed to be more. So he came up with the idea for OnlyFans to kind of fill that void. OnlyFans wasn't Tim's first idea for a website. He first tried in 2011 with a site called Glam Worship. He's basically a professional pervert. Glam Worship was a website where it was focused on fetish-based entertainment, but it never really took off. But it started to kind of sow the seeds in his brain of where he wanted to take his content. So he tried again 2 years later with something called Customs for You, which was a website where you could pay adult performers to do any action as long as they agreed to the terms. So this is something similar to what we've talked about on the podcast, where there's a website where you can pay a woman to shit on things for you if you pay her for it and she's comfortable shitting on it.
No, have you seen that one? There was a woman who made a decent bit of living.
Twinkies?
No, she made a decent bit of living. She would sell poop and literally just her poop, and then she would bake cupcakes with her poop in them.
That's kind of what his idea was, but before that website existed. Customs for You also wasn't that successful, but it's really laid the groundwork and the foundation for what would later become OnlyFans. This all may sound sinful to you at the moment, but I don't want to portray Tim as something that he's not. Tim is actually a pretty wholesome family man. You see, he started Cams for You with his father. And I couldn't imagine a more feel-good story, just a father and son venture where they're both profiting off of the sale of videos of women stepping on old fruit. I think there's nothing more American than that. After this evolved over time for a bit, Tim soon started to notice the trend of adult entertainers using platforms like Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat to promote the sale of more lewd pictures. So he wanted to create a platform to cater to that and really capitalize on that trend because they didn't really have anywhere to host those, which is where OnlyFans comes into play. And now it's time to talk about Magic Spoon, a cereal I think more people should be aware of. Most cereals out there are mainly just giant bowls of sugar. They're not very good for you, they're just extremely sugary and not healthy. Magic Spoon is not one of those cereals at all. There are 0 grams of sugar in Magic Spoon. And I know what you're thinking, well, it must be added sugar then, Charlie. No, 0 grams of added sugar as well, you idiot. And it still tastes absolutely amazing. Also has 14 grams of protein, which means it's like a giant protein bar cereal, as well as only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, and 140 calories. It is actually incredible for pretty much any diet you're on, or if you just care about your general health and like overall, it is just perfect for it. It's extremely good. It's extremely good for you. I actually just had 2 bowls of this for lunch and finished off the box before this, so then I had to break out the new one and figured might as well show it on camera. It's just a really good cereal. That's something that you don't have to feel guilty about eating. Popular flavors include cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. My favorite's the fruity one. I think this one's absolutely a banger. So if you're interested in trying Magic Spoon for yourself, you can click the link in the description below or use code MOIST for $5 off. And go to magicspoon.com/moist to save $5. So just click the link in the description below or just use code MOIST for $5 off. magicspoon.com/moist. That's it. 2016 OnlyFans was up and roaring, doing pretty well, erections flying across the nation. It was really a very good start, doing up to $5 million in revenue within its first year. And then in 2018, it was bought by none other than Leonid Ravinsky, the owner of My Free Cams, and an incredible name. That sounds like the name of a guy who has a porn empire. Leonid Ravinsky snatched up OnlyFans and was able to accelerate its growth, doing up to $35 million in revenue, and really getting it cemented as a staple for porn consumption because there's a lot more of a human element to it. With other porn empires and platforms, you don't get that personal connection you do with something like OnlyFans, and Leonid was capitalizing off of it. It hasn't been all sunshine and unicorns for OnlyFans. They've been hit by their fair share of controversies. Many users have reported that their accounts have been shut down for no reason, without due process, no justice, losing their accounts for nothing, and losing the funds that are tied up in there. So they got robbed. This man fucking robbed horny people, no dignity whatsoever. And on top of that, news outlets became aware of the fact that underage individuals were signing up for the platform, which isn't good. It's pretty bad stuff. In response to that, OnlyFans implemented new safeguards in order to protect this and stop this from happening, meaning you'd have to sign up with a valid driver's license. In order to combat underage people signing up, you'd have to provide valid identification to prove that you were 18 years or older. Ravinsky's parent company, MFCXY, whatever the fuck that stands for, has also been investigated previously for $768 million worth of suspicious transfers, along with claims of underage individuals using the services. And that's a really awful fucking parent company name, fucking MFCXY. I thought it was My Chemical Romance abbreviation for a minute.
It's almost like it stands for My Free Cams.
Well, what is this? No, it's CXY.
That's MFC.
XY. Oh yeah, that makes more. Well, the XY makes no sense, right? Yeah. It's Ravinsky, you fucked up. It's a dumb name. Sell the company. All of this, of course, means nothing because in 2020, with the coronavirus pandemic in full effect and everyone confined to their homes, locked in their own personal prisons in hell, many people found themselves creating OnlyFans accounts as well as signing up for OnlyFans accounts to support them and get some more porn in their life because they had so much time to jerk off and go wild. This includes celebrities too. Bella Thorne made a big OnlyFans, which was of course a big deal because it was basically getting no nudes and mainly just Instagram pictures, which a lot of people were mad about, for an extremely high price. The guy from Baby Driver apparently showed his cock on OnlyFans. I didn't research that one too deeply, but I'm assuming that's probably real. Nikado Avocado's got one of the best values for OnlyFans you can find. I see his OnlyFans pictures come on my Twitter timeline all the time for free, and he's throwing his legs over his head and spreading his butthole. Like, you get some quality content for your OnlyFans buck. And in 2020, this was just exploding. They're now over $1 billion in revenue, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. More and more people in your life are probably creating an OnlyFans account. You should absolutely ask your parents or your siblings, because I'm sure they have one or at least signed up to someone at this point. It is absolutely massive and continuing to grow. OnlyFans has passed Patreon in revenue, and I'm sure OnlyFans at some point will pass Google in revenue at this pace.
The sub's going down.
No, that's fine. Let it ride. We can do this.
Hurry up, Captain.
Can we have like a screen shake effect where the sub's like fucking going wild? Pass Google in revenue at this pace. No, that's fine.
I don't know if I can actually hear it on the love. Nothing's happening.
So I think it makes sense now for me to hop on this OnlyFans trend and see how successful I can become by going undercover. I will be making an OnlyFans account and we're gonna check in and see how that's doing, which will be in this video, but you'll see the results, but I don't know them yet. I'm not gonna show any identifying features of myself. I'm going to try and portray a foot fetish provider as a female foot fetish worker. I don't know the correct nomenclature, but I'm gonna focus on feet. I'm going to shave them so that way they look like feminine feet, and I'll probably take some back shots as well with my hair down and maybe like arms crossed. You'll see the results. I think we'll do pretty well.